All right, we're live again here at Doomsday's Crypt. I got a special co-host tonight, my good friend Kyle Curtis Fret, if I can speak, Kyle Curtis Flett from Return of the Living Flett, and we're hosting tonight. I know one of his good pals, somebody we're all really happy for, really killing it with these projects, especially his project Roseblood. Peter Anthony, welcome aboard, my friend.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. What a super surprise having Kyle on.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great. Thank you. I mean, we've been talking about it for a while, John, so I'm happy.
Yeah, we've been meaning to catch up and everything. It was awesome seeing you at Scarefest.
Yeah,
it was great.
Man.
I would look so miserable in the picture. I was so tired from setting up. It's like,
yeah.
And there's you with the big pearly whites just smiling away.
I threw my back out doing the Connecticut Horror Fest one.
I'll be like, I see the picture posted. I'm like, oh my goodness, I look like I'm dead. The walking corpse. I was ready to go in zombie mode.
But no, man. You're standing all day, so it's not that good. Yeah.
Oh well, I was setting up all day. That's the hardest part. I love the events, but it's usually Thursday, Friday setup. I can kind of enjoy Saturday, but it's so busy. And then Sunday I try to rush and get my autographs and never get the ones I want.
At CT Horror Fest, we had a 60-inch TV stand up live, and we had clips of all of the movies from Peter Anthony Productions playing live. And the fans, there was a row of fans watching it. It was so cool. You should get one of those, dude. Just get if you can get a 60-inch TV, there's this little roller stand that folds and comes apart, and you just put a USB card in, and you could just show all your stuff on there.
I want to get the info from you. That was something I've been wanting to do, is show a lot of these indie project trailers and
it was good.
And movies and different stuff on it. And I had that set up at Spookala, and it just didn't work out. One of my friends said they had a TV. Like, I'm bringing a TV. Then they bring the TV, and it's like,
no, you got to bring. I don't trust nobody.
Well, and it's not a knock on the person. I guess the TV they had broke, and it just became a disaster. So I'm just gonna count on myself. But it's hard when you're traveling with all the stuff I do to bring a 60-inch TV too.
Yeah, so, I forgot what we're even doing here. Favorite Jason kills, is that right?
I was just having you come on to talk, man.
Kyle, I'm sorry.
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah.
Right. I mean, if you want to talk about your favorite Jason kill, we're going to talk about a little bit of everything. I figured we could talk because we've had a chance to catch up and talk a little bit here and there, but we've never actually had a chance to speak. Even at the event, it was so crazy and busy. We got to speak for a little bit. You got that nice piece you got behind you by Michael Toth.
That's awesome, by the way.
Yeah,
that's a rosebud mask with a rose hanging out of it. See it?
Yeah. You need the black light to let it pop. So I'll give you the link for the Amazon. It's like $20. You get a nice bar light like that, and it'll make it pop.
I don't ever use a black light, so now I have a reason.
Well, now you have to. Now you might need some more black light cutouts now. Yeah, what are we gonna do?
Thanks for hooking me up on that too.
Yeah, Michael Toth's here. He's saying it's super cool. He's saying it's Ricky Spanish in the house. A good friend of mine, Anthony Jordan, Movies and More. He's a huge fan of the Roseblood films. He was live today. I was letting him know that you were going to be on.
Oh, Anthony, have him hit me up. I'll send him some swag.
All right, yeah. Definitely. Anthony's a good dude. I've known him for a while. But all right, well, to start off, there's so many questions I have for you because, like I said, we haven't had a chance to really speak. And I know you've been asked 6 million questions on Roseblood and all the stuff you're working on, but I kind of want to get to know Peter Anthony first. What got you into this? How did this all get rolling for you? It seems like a crazy, wild time to get Roseblood, Terry Kaiser, Lar Park Lincoln.
You mean the project of Roseblood, or just horror in general, like actually starting to make movies and being in the movies and stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, I could tell you're a super fan because you're like an encyclopedia. When I was on with Kyle and you, it was like, man, this guy's got every question answered. I think Jason Pitts was on with us, and you got the names of all the.
He said there's something special in my movie. I go, what's so special? And he named 3 names. I go, The Game. Yeah, remember? And he's like, you motherfucker. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I remember. I'm like,
yeah. That was a fun stream.
All right, so you want to know how I got into doing horror and conventions?
Yeah.
All right, so I had 2000. I never went to a convention before 2015. So now, don't get me wrong, huge horror fan, had 500 different movies, dressed up as Jason every year since I was 6, knew everything. Wore a mask, had a bunch of masks. 2015, I had my knee replaced, and I was sitting around and I was about 3-4 weeks after, and I was just starting to move around pretty decent. And I remember on my phone, an ad came up from a horror site saying that Rock and Shock, which is in Massachusetts, used to be in Springfield, Mass, and Worcester, Mass, was having Kane Hodder. And dude, Kane Hodder was like my hero growing up. Even his name when we were young, me and my brother, like Kane Hodder, sounds fucking awesome. So I was sitting there on the deck, kind of feeling bad for myself. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna go. So I got in the car, you know, I even had ice on my knee, drove all the way up there, got in line. I remember being like 3 out from him. And this is back when I was in better shape. And I was like 3 guys out from him. And I'm like almost getting nervous, dude. And I'm just like, oh, fuck, there's Kane, you know? And dude, the guy, he breaks the ice. He goes, hey, I had a goatee then. I was, you know, tanner in better shape. He goes, hey, everyone, look, the fucking Rock's in line. And everyone started laughing. I'm like, dude, thank God he broke the ice. And how cool is it that my hero is talking like that, you know? I meet him. I had to sign a Part 7 mask, a book, and a couple other things. And I'm limping kind of. I have compression socks. I had blood clots. I almost died. I had to wear these compression socks. I had to have all kinds of stuff. She sees me limping. He's like, what's wrong? I'm like, it's a long story. I had my knee replaced, whatever. He's like, you drove all the way here? I'm like, yeah, drove here to see you, dude. He's like, with your knee? Well, yeah. He goes, cool. He goes, you don't pay me for nothing. And it had to be $180. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. And I was like, man, you know, they always say, be scared of meeting your heroes because they're not going to really be as nice as you may think they'll be. He was. And then from the next time I saw him, he saw me in line and told me to sit with him. I don't know how the fuck he remembered me. And from then on,
well, you're the Rock.
Yeah,
that
was why.
Well, of course, he remembers you.
Shorter and $500 million less. And then somebody a fan hit me up and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I did the video game tournament, the Friday the 13th tournament. We had a huge tournament. It's 12 different countries. I gave away $5,000 worth of prizes. It was Kane Hodder shot it out. It was huge. Each team had their own mascot. Anyway, somebody saw me and said, hey, dude, there's this movie Voorhees that's being made. Why don't you check it out? So I did, and I backed it. And then when I backed it, Cody Falk hit me. We started talking. Long story short, became a marketer, started marketing for the film, lined up that famous shot with Kane and their Jace head-to-head in Baltimore. Me and Cody had a falling out. That I posted about it. That same day, Jason Brooks hit me, and everything went from there. Just from being a marketing guy to that, hey, you want to play? I was supposed to get Kane Hodder for The Prisoners, and I got Steve Dash, and then we got CJ, and I couldn't get Kane because he won't do non-SAG. So so then they said, why don't you take the role? I'm like, what? Because you worked hard, kind of thing. Took the role there, and it went from there, dude.
So you really didn't have any intentions of acting or any of this. It just kind of happened. I could relate because I started collecting one mask and then I started doing convention tables. So I know how. I mean, I can relate in that sense where it's like, how the hell did this happen and how did we get here?
Yeah.
But I mean, you've been killing it, dude. You've been killing it. With Roseblood, how many awards have you gotten? Even a comedy award. Very impressive.
Yeah. And then V2 has 37 wins right now. Vengeance has 37 wins, including the Cannes Film Festival.
Oh my God! I mean, Jason Brooks in Roseblood and Jason Brooks obviously in Vengeance 1 and 2 is like wow. I mean that dude's a beast.
To any other Jasons, I mean that because I'm a huge Jason fan. I love all the Jasons, and that's why I lined him up for his thing. I just don't see anybody, in my opinion, better than Brooks.
I definitely agree on that as well.
He just embodies him, and when you see him on set. He could do anything. His skill set is insane. He created all those kills for V2. He did all the set decorations. He's so humble, but his mannerisms when he's Jason is just unbelievably fits the part perfect.
Well, even in Vengeance 2, it was almost hard to tell that it was CJ and not him. It's like, is that actually because he's very got the same build and height and mannerism as CJ brought as Part 6, and I'm a big CJ Graham fan in Part 6. That was my first Friday the 13th. So Tom Matthews, CJ Graham.
He's a big ball buster. So when all three of us together, he'll make fun of. He'll go to me and goes, "Look at Jason with these little arms, Pete. What are we gonna do about him?" And then Jason will call me Shorty, and it's just like this trio of making fun of each other.
Wasn't there something in the premiere where Jason bearded and he had something that said and Peter's big muscles or something like that? It was something along those lines. He had a quote. For Vengeance 2.
Oh, for Vengeance 2.
Yeah, it's like something a joke and ball busting, like to give you a little shout out for. It was something at a screening or a movie thing, something
Maybe,
where he's like,
maybe, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
they threw a joke in about my head in V2. He asked me if he could do it. I go, yeah, go ahead, dude. Where the nurse says, "Wow, I can't believe somebody crushed this size cranium on somebody." He's like, "You're gonna get mad."
we knew we knew Jason was strong. We just didn't know he was that strong.
Human, yeah.
Yeah. CJ is a ball buster. Because obviously I got a lot of everything, but a lot of Myers too. And he came back there and took a picture and has his hand over the Myers mask.
He stole our fucking table at Connecticut Horror Fest.
Yeah.
We came back for Saturday. We had Friday show. We came back Saturday. Dude, there's like probably, I don't know, $10,000-$15,000 worth of stuff there. And we come back and the tables are going like, what the fuck happened? And then Toking with the Dead was across the way, like, oh, dude, CJ took it. We got pictures of him. On the other side. We had to go get it and bring it all the way back. It was a nightmare.
He's funny as hell. He's great in that, And Tom Matthews was awesome. Who I don't want to give spoilers away, but what a good dude. I've run into him 3 out of the last 4 conventions I've been to. So I've gotten to know Tom a little bit, which is awesome. But Roseblood, man, just killing it with awards. I watched it again tonight. It'd been a little while since I ate it. Oh, what I think? I think the movie's fantastic. I can't wait for a sequel because there's definitely a burn that goes into that and builds off of part 7 linking part 8 together that, you really fleshed out with the Tina character and the Rose character and the Duke character and really how the military gets involved. I guess that would be even going towards a nod to Jason X with.
Yeah, that's why he said we want to study him for his regeneration capabilities. That's what they say in Jason X.
Yeah, right.
Who's the director, Kyle? The Jason X, the main director that was in Jason X. He was the.
Was it Tom Farmer or not Tom Farmer?
No. You know what I'm talking about. He just came out with a movie.
Yes. Was it Patrick? No,
real famous guy. He's the main psychiatrist guy that comes up to the girl and says, "We got to take Jason out of here. We need to study him for his regeneration capabilities."
I can't remember
with that film.
Cronenberg.
I know what you're talking.
Yeah, Cronenberg.
Yeah,
Cronenberg. Yeah.
So we have 8 in there where the Duke's son is on there. I'm sorry. Oh my god, my brain's going. The boxer in part 8 is the Duke's son. That's how we tie 8 in.
Okay.
Julius, do you remember that when he's on the phone? He goes, "Where's my son?" He said,
"I didn't realize that connection though. I do remember. I remember that part, but
so goes,
I did not realize that."
She goes boxing. He goes, "Oh, boxing again." And then the pre-Uber chains, that outfit, that was $1,200. We had to make that. Ruben Morales from Villains in Love 3D printed the things that hold the chains on the sides. I had to find the real jacket, the 3-hole belt, all that. The Jason X, the facility, the part 9 with the Duke, and then obviously 7. So we wanted to tie them all in there and add Rose and add the flashback. So thank you.
Yeah, and Anthony's saying that I agree, and it's a clever connection to connect all part 8, part 7, part 8. Jason Goes to Hell and some of Jason X into it. You really tried to tie it all into.
We had another one too. Before I forget, when the doctor says my sister is going to marry a guy, and they're like, "Who?" And they're like, "Oh, some FBI agent." And then he takes the 8-ball and he shakes it and he goes, "Please don't have my sister. Will she marry Officer Agent Mahoney?" In part 9, when Jason blows up, the camera goes to a POV of one of those guys. The guy goes, "Great job, Mahoney," and shakes his hand. So that's what I
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I haven't watched Jason Goes to Hell a lot. I went to the theater and watched it. It's not my favorite in the series, I'll be honest. But I am one of the Jason X fans. Like I love the horrors in space. I know it was almost the final nails in the coffin, whether it's Hellraiser Bloodline or Critters in Space or it doesn't matter. I like Jason. I just have fun with that movie. It's one of those ones where
Leprechaun was in space too, right?
Yeah, Leprechaun in space.
Leprechaun was in space too. Yeah,
that was a '90s end of horror slasher type deal right there.
Yeah. Remember in X in the behind the scenes? I don't know if it was. I think it was the tin box set where they talk about. Yeah, we were talking about going to the desert or going to Antarctica. I'm like, these are real fucking ideas. You're like, are you kidding me? Like, what's the story behind they get there? Like, what? They don't care. They just make it a gimmick.
That's what this.
You didn't have to have the travel to get there. They're just there. It happens. That's classic horror right there. They could add and pick and take, especially in the 80s. It didn't, and that's what I really appreciate with these fan films. Whether it's Vengeance continuing the Tommy Jarvis story, or yours continuing the Tina story, the part 7 to and linking all the Duke. I know there's been a lot of films actually giving Duke a lot of acknowledgement because he was an interesting character in Jason Goes to Hell, but there wasn't really a lot to it.
To me,
I
he's
love
the coolest character besides Tommy in the whole series.
Yeah, I
100%.
mean,
Yeah.
especially with the ties, like the creative ties that guys like you have brought. I really like how you connected them with Julius. Just the connections that you've kind of made it make sense why he cares so much.
I wanted to show why he says, "Do you remember me?" Because that was always the big thing in my head. But when he hit him with the cuffs, he's like, "Do you remember me?" When the Duke says it to Jason, I'm like, I need to come up with something of why he would say that. And when he ripped off Julian's face and showed it to him in the fucking mirror, and he goes, "You'll remember me." Jay Quint lost his voice on that. We did 7 takes with that, and I wanted him to really drive it home. I think he did a phenomenal job in that scene selling that, and that's why he'll remember. And he also is going to remember him because eventually he kills his son in part 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his motivation.
Well, that's a huge thing right there. You know, it definitely shows that connection. I really like that, especially now. I didn't really notice it because I forgot Julius's name from part 8. I mean, I remember the boxer, and it was subtle, but
a lot of things are subtle, like the Michael hints. People, I've had a couple people who say they watched the movie once and they almost didn't like it, and a couple people, including Jason Nike, a bunch of guys, they watched it twice. You're like, oh. Now I get it. Now I get the Michael. Now I get that. I kind of wanted to write it like that so it had more replayability.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a 2-watch type film where you really kind of absorb it the first time. Because I don't want to say, because there's a lot of story into it that leads to the final confrontation, showdown, I guess you could say in a sense. But there's a lot of story and narrative that you put in to fill in a lot of gaps, build it up.
I want you to care about the people.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the downfall in 7 is you don't really give a shit about anybody outside of Tina and Nick, really.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Where this one, I think, like, even the general, you know what he's about. He has a meaning. He has a purpose. You know what the doctor's about. You know what the Duke's about. You know what Tina and Rose's relationship's about, and you care about them. You know, the Fast Team, they're there to be killed, but they have their little personality, and you want to see them die. You're almost waiting to see how they're going to die. You know? So, and I wanted to get that kill in. I wanted to get that.
You did a pretty good job as the general, making people like, what a dick.
Yeah, definitely.
I tell everybody it's easy to play an asshole for me. You know, I don't have to reach down deep or anything.
It's coming on shows like mine and pretending you're actually having fun and like it. It's just like, man, I want to just be such a dick to this guy. Look at him with that beanie on his head. Smack him right in the face.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Especially maybe getting hit in the eye.
Yeah, but the eye patch worked. Yeah, that was a good way to bring in the eye patch. I know you were like, man, how can I make it so it's an eye patch and it makes sense? You put a lot of thought into that too, I bet.
You want to hear a crazy story? So I built every single prop, every single thing in that movie was in my garage. Two-car garage, all the items, all written, packed perfectly, put in boxes, all the boxes numbered, packing list, everything. I sent it 2 weeks before I was supposed to go there. I paid to have it rushed, and I paid insurance for like $400. When we got there, if you want to do them, we'll go over each of these. But when we got there, the skid never arrived. It's supposed to be there in 5 days. I shipped it 2 weeks before. So long story short, it never showed up for me to pre-do it. So when we went to go shoot, it came the day before. And I had white bins, I had label printers. Every bin was going to have every guy's outfit. I'm a perfectionist, you know?
Yeah.
Instead, we had a pile in the corner of everything. I fucking forgot to put on the eye patch.
So that's so you had to add in the eye patch reason.
I wrote there was supposed to be that interaction with the operation anyways, but I took it a step further and have her throw the glass at me. And then that was the catalyst to do phase 2 and try her and everything like that. So we how about this one? We had the pendant for Tina, and we forgot it. And again in the corner until the last scene where it's in there. We think she's supposed to be wearing it the whole time. So
oops.
Crazy. Yeah, and then
sometimes happy accidents. I think it worked with the eye patch anyway.
Yeah, the eye patch worked
much better
before and after. And then Kyle knows this one. I think the Marshall Charlie suit. I probably paid him 6 months before, and he sent it 2 days before. I can't imagine what it costs to ship 2-day air from Brazil to Seattle. I have no idea what that would have cost them. But it got stolen. Somebody punched a hole in it and stole the hood. I don't know if you know the story, John. So
No.
we get there, and now the whole thing is Jason's supposed to come out of the water. Remember when he pops out of the water?
Yeah.
Remember, I'll talk to Kyle.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember when he pops out of the water. Jason tends to do it a lot.
Yeah, he pops and he has no mask on. So he was supposed to go through that whole scene, including the whole fast team, with no mask. And he was supposed to go face to face with Brolick and like move his jaw. And then he's supposed to go to the end. And instead of grabbing the axe, he's supposed to grab his mask. But the fucking hood never came in. So Jason had to wear the Vengeance hood. That's why he's got ears when you watch it. And then we had to shoot that whole scene with the hood on. Then on the reshoot, it came back in and he did the water scene. So we were totally fucked on that. I think it still worked out pretty good though.
It worked good.
Yeah. But I wanted you to see his face, like how mad he was, like face to face with everybody. Even with Ken Slate in the air, and he's supposed to like be looking at him like, scary and shit. So whatever, shit happens. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Roseblood and everything, I told you we did a little Easter egg. Like I put it in my story, and you're like, oh, cool, because it was the picture of you. So Michael Toth's a big fan of you. You got that cutout behind you of Vengeance. You want to see that little Easter egg I was showing you?
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
All right, yeah. I told you I'd do this. No, I mean it's pretty epic. I gotta admit, it's pretty epic. Let me all right, here we go.
Can't wait to see this.
Oh,
that's awesome.
You got cryptid.
You know what's so cool is he took the black and white goatee and made it the full beard, which is what I normally have. So I kind of like that.
Well, he's been following you. He's become a fan, so I think he kind of sees what you look like now and stuff, and kind of added it in for you.
And I have a shirt just like that with the Jason logo on the front with the mask, so that's what it is. Oh, dude, I gotta buy that. Whatever
that is phenomenal. Very talented.
Well, something you love, like we got you. Don't worry. We'll talk after. I got you. We were always happy to, somebody who appreciates what Mike does, which I think is amazing. It goes a long way for me. I mean, just goes without saying.
Just that artwork. I mean, I'll put it on some posters. I might even put it on a shirt. I mean, that'd be great, dude.
It's really cool. I might throw it back on a Doomsday Krypt shirt, but too, because that's a great one. I love putting his art, if you noticed, on the back of them. But you do whatever I'm sure he would have no problem with you putting that on a shirt.
Yeah, and then I'll just post it and wear it. I just want to say what's up to Huskins and Toth and Ziobro and everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Cody's a great dude. Got to get him on again. I was gonna have him on last week during the week because he loves to come on, and Cody's become a really good friend, and he's great to have on. I have a lot of fun with Cody. I think he's an awesome guy, and I think he's got a great career ahead of him. I've really enjoyed him doing some of the clips he's been showing me. He's been killing it with some stuff. So congratulations to Cody.
It's great to see you guys like 10:30 at night, and you guys are on. I got some material. I jump on every time you guys are on.
Yeah, well, that's because, like I said, with my job, I'm Central Time Zone, so it's 9:30 for me. I'm wrapping everything up at my job at 9 p.m. and then kind of rushing to get everything set up for 9:30, and anything that kind of distracts, it's like that's why we ran a couple of minutes late today. It's like, oh shit, I gotta go. I gotta get things set up.
It was just the 1 year of Roseblood premiere, and Cody was the Jason. And so all those pictures just resurfaced of him in the Jason Part 7 outfit. What an awesome look he had. And for him to be with like Law and Kevin and Terry and be our representation at the premiere was just, I know it was awesome for him and awesome for us.
Oh yeah, he's talked about it. Cody's one of the nicest guys that I know. I really like Cody a lot. And, consider him a good friend. He's always down to come jump in with me and loves coming on. And I love showing what he's up to, and always rooting for the big man. Yeah,
we should have took a picture. We have a picture of him and Brooks. I don't know if we have a picture of him, Brooks, and Brent Edgett. That would have been cool. 3 Jasons right there. You know,
I should invite Cody to come up with us. Cody, if you're around, let me invite Cody. All right.
And I can believe. Remember, I can believe it's been a year ago since you had a standing ovation at your premiere as well, Peter.
Thank you. Yeah, that was I didn't. But Jay Quint was like, "Hey, man, they're standing for you," and I'm like, I was just like, so much was going on, and turned around. My family hugged me, and it was such a really, really great moment. My family is like so proud of me. It's such a great feeling. So
Yeah.
I had a lot of uncles and aunts and friends, and it was just great to see everybody. You know me, I love to see like people talk about Jessica and Sanaya and everything. So it was great. And then there's my heroes like Lar, Kevin, and Terry. Just
And they're in your movie. They're in your movie.
yeah, I know. I talk to them all the time. It's crazy. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't imagine what you feel like. I mean, especially 2015 with your story. It's like, and here you are, you're
Yeah.
director, you added to the Tina character. I mean, as far as I know, you're the only one who's had her reprise a role. I mean, there's nobody
Yeah.
else who's. I mean, maybe at a convention cosplaying as Tina, but
Yeah.
even then, you know, I
She
mean,
said
I
that
think
the
that's
studio
incredible.
wanted
Terry
studio.
Kaiser to bring in.
She said the studio wanted her for 8, but they were going to kill her off. So she said no, which was a big deal back then because it was a lot of money.
Yeah, I didn't want to see that.
But they saw what they did with Adrian, so they didn't want to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm glad they didn't kill her off. I mean, I think there was definitely more story. I mean, I'm glad someone like you has given her character life, and I'm sure she appreciates that as well.
Oh,
Fan taking her character to another level, and
yeah.
her
And she
being
loved
able
the Terry idea because remember I was getting a lot, not heat, but people were like, why the hell? How the hell is Terry alive? You know, and I can't tell him. You know, so she loved the fact that he was still haunting her in her mind. You know.
Yeah, I thought that was cool, and it was a great way to really acknowledge him and get him on board and in there. And I think that was really cool. He came out to do it. He seems like a great guy.
Oh, guys, he's like a father to me. We go to Lexington Scarefest, and he's outside. And I'll tell you guys after we're live. He shows me, Pete, I just got this part for this next movie. You guys know the movie, and I'm like, oh my god, that's so huge. And then he asked me about Laugh. I start telling him more about his role, and it's me and him outside. He smokes like a chimney. We're on the bench outside in Lexington. He grabs my face. He goes, "I love your energy, my boy. I love it." And he just puts his hands over there. Like, I can't believe this happened. Then we go inside. I'm eating dinner with CJ. Then we're having drinks with Tom Matthews and Kane and Felissa. It's just like, what the fuck is going on here? You know?
Yeah, Felissa Rose is another one who's just incredibly nice. I met her at Bucala, and she remembered me when I got to Scarefest, and it was like really cool. It was like, oh, like an old friend. It was like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah.
I wish you were staying at my
hotel. I heard
we
she was nice until I met her. Yeah. Well, it was like a last minute thing. You wouldn't have wanted to stay at my first hotel.
You were telling me.
It was met with neighbors. Oh my God, that was like here I am. I'm thinking, gonna go early. I'm leaving Wednesday. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna relax a little bit, and then I could set up Thursday and not be stressed out and get there Friday. Instead, I get to the U-Haul. They don't know how to take my credit card. He's like, oh no, it's a prepaid. I'm here like, it's not a fucking prepaid card. Right. And the guy's like, oh, the credit card machine. So he's going in and out of the house, and it's like, man, now I'm getting a little worried. and he finally gets it done after I talked to 2 different agents. The first one's like, I can't run it again. It says it's a prepaid card. I go, it's not a prepaid card. Finally, I talked to the guy above her. Hour and a half, 2 hours later, I'm on the road. So it's like, all right, we started there. So I rushed back. I had help to load it up. My help had to go to his job. I had to drop him off. So here I am loading the stuff up myself, thinking I'm going to have it nice and easy.
Right.
And then I get to Kentucky, and man, the Roaches had their own hotel going, and I didn't even want to step more than a foot after I turned on the lights. Thank God I didn't unpack anything. And those things scattered, and I'm like, do you guys have a room without cockroaches?
I wouldn't even stay at the hotel after that.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, no, I didn't want to. And they're like, okay. They're like, yeah. So I go to the next room. It was even worse, and then I bounced. So I was on the phone.
One room, they're in the whole fucking thing.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. The second room, there must have been a gap that big that they were just like, I mean, literally that big that they burrowed through.
Jesus.
But I found one by 2:00 in the morning.
But our hotel, the next morning we go down, and Riley Lorden shows up with Nick and everybody from Slashing Cast, and then Larry Zerner walks by. Hey, guys, sit with you guys. And then we're hanging out with Larry. We're talking a whole bunch of stuff about him, and just a great time. When you stay at the hotel, the stars are. It's cool because you end up hanging out with them.
Yeah, I usually do. At everything, but I'm here like, you know what? I'm going to this one. I'm gonna go cheap.
Yeah, mine wasn't
I'm just
cheap.
gonna stay where the stars are. Yeah. How much was it? 370. Yeah.
Night.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Okay. It was expensive in Kentucky. That was probably the most expensive ones, and it was sold out. And there were ones close by. I'm like, you know, I never even get a chance to get out too much because I'm so tired by the end of the day.
Right.
after setting up because it's such a short weekend.
Right.
And the table usually takes me a good 10 hours to get right, at
Yeah.
least between unloading, loading, and then setting everything up. It takes longer than you think. Oh, it's not going to be too bad loading, setting up.
Yeah.
It always takes me forever.
Yeah.
You know?
Back to the Terry thing, how cool he is. So we Rosebud was playing at 3 p.m. In the theater, which is right, you know where it was, right across from the hall. And his handler, I know, but he wasn't there, so he had another girl handler. So they're like, Terry, at 3 o'clock you got to be at or 3:30, 3:15 you got to be at the main hall where the VIP fans get to see you come into the studio and everything, right? So I'm like, he's like, Pete, when's the movie? I'm like, 3. And he looks at the girl, he goes, I won't be there at 3:15. He goes, I'll be there when Pete says I can leave the film. He tells the main promoter person that. So I said, no problem, because you're basically done within the first 10 minutes anyways, Terry. So he goes with me, makes everybody wait, watches the intro scene with us until he's out of the scene with Lar. I walk him across the street. He's the last one. He gets intro, and then we go back and watch the rest of the movie with the fans. But he made them wait to hang out with me to watch the film. And that was so cool.
That's a sign of huge respect, man. It's got to blow you away. When you like, you don't think about it at the time, but when you think about it afterwards, it's kind of like, man, this is just incredible.
Yeah, I had a video that I posted of watching him watch himself. And let me tell you, at the premiere, I watched it. We had a pretty good sized screen, but this was one of those 100-foot IMAX fucking things. And what a difference seeing like it on the big screen. It was just, and the big sound and everything was awesome, man. I loved it.
Yeah. I wanted to catch some of those showings because I know they did a lot of film premieres, and Rosebud was one of them at Scarefest.
Blood, but I left by it was Saturday night, and I left by then. So I would have had 2 there, but I left. But Riley said it was packed out for a full for Fall of Camp Blood too.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it. That Scarefest was packed.
It was, dude. Tom Matthews, dude. I don't know if you noticed. If you saw Vengeance 2, he wore his outfit from Vengeance 2 for the photo ops.
Did he?
Yes, cool that's our outfit. We gave it to him, or Jason gave it to him. So that's his outfit that he wore. He goes, "I'm going to wear it for the Photoshop." I'm like, "Oh, that's unbelievable! How cool is that?" What's going on, CJ?
Yeah, that is
CJ?
CJ. What's up, CJ? Yeah, Tom Matthews is a super cool guy. I mean, like I said, I've been lucky enough to meet him. Not on the level you have working with him, but such a nice guy. And him and CJ are such different people, but watching them interact is so much fun too. It's just crazy to watch them all these years later.
I'm going to post it soon. I was talking to Brooks. The last fight scene, Cody was up for like 28 hours, and Jason was up for 20 hours. So the last fight scene you see in the movie is, Tom and CJ, and Jason basically just turned to me and said, "Dude, come up with it. We're gassed out." So that whole fight scene is basically choreographed at the end by me. So I couldn't believe it. It's like 3 a.m, and they're like, "Do it." So there's CJ and Tom look at me, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna do this. You're gonna get up, you're gonna shoot them, you're gonna do this, that, and that. So, and they just went with it. And I have some footage of me like kind of like directing them in that fight scene, which is like an all-time moment for me. I just couldn't fucking believe it. And then everybody took a break and went in. It's like, I don't know, 10 degrees, and CJ's sitting on a piece of wood. And his knees are pretty bad. He had his knees replaced right after that, like 2 weeks after. And I remember walking up to him, and it was just me and him sitting on a log at night with like the light coming in the fog in front of that church at the end for like a half hour, just talking and bullshitting. Because he said he's a Marine. You never go in where it's warm and then come back out to where it's cold, or an Army guy. So I just sat out there, me and him with a blanket, and we just shot the shit about life. I wish that fucking camera guy would have had that. That would have been a beautiful shot for us. But it was good.
Sorry, Sex Find XYZ was here. I gotta remove their comments, but I'm having trouble with it. Yeah. Look, you come here for everything on this when it's a live stream with Doomsday's Krypt.
What did back to Rosebud? So if I could ask both of you, Kyle and Doomsday, give me your top 3 kills in Rosebud.
Okay. So just trying to think of them for a minute. So you can go, John.
I love the whole scene where it's kind of all the kills in the one room with the military, the girl and the 2 dudes. I love that whole scene of them just getting slaughtered.
Yeah,
so, top 3. I kind of love the scene. Go ahead.
So my number 1 is when you use the weed whacker. That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 2 is, I think, when he smashed the guy's head with that freaking boulder.
That was that was Vengeance 1.
Oh, that Vengeance. What the hell am I doing? That's another film. Oh, so
The big three is the Caban face ripoff.
Yeah.
Most people have that. Strang's arm, hand being degloved and then broken. Sanchez with the weed eater.
Yeah, mine was
and
weed eater.
Brent Edgett with the tool through his chest through the wall and shit like that. I thought that was usually
that's definitely my favorite one. But you know what one that you don't even really see, but I really enjoyed is when they take Rose into the room.
Yeah.
And the blood comes out of the door. Even though you don't see it, I really like that whole scene. And then when she walks out, I really like that. I mean, I guess that's not really you'd say you'd see it, but I love that kill in that moment. I thought
there's no
really
stalking in that movie because we're inside of a place, right? And there's no Jason lurking and everything. So to me, that was like replacing that. The same thing when the parents dying on TV. People are like, well, why didn't you show it? I'm like, I can't show it because then you know it's Michael. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So those are like my moments of like lurking or eeriness that I had to put in the film.
Well, there's definitely with the knife, definitely kind of. I like that little. That was like the second time I watched that I caught it though too.
Did you notice when Rose is drawing with the red pen, she's drawing Michael killing everyone in the room?
I didn't notice that one. I'm going to have to double check that
one. The guy says he has no face. You're thinking someone's face got ripped off. What he means is Michael has a white, paleless face. And at the end, when Michael shows up over the shoulder of Rose, you hear all three sayings again. An army of these things. He has no face. He's pure evil. Those were all the little hints that were given along the way.
I didn't click in right away, so it made my reaction even more better when I seen him.
Right. And Cody did a great job of that camera whip where he was right behind Rose's hair and you couldn't really see him until the camera went over. Thought that was good.
And what he did with your eyeball?
Sound. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The what?
What he did with your eyeball when he turned.
Did you see the pictures of how that happened? There's these tracks that are glued to the side of my head, and inside the track is that eyeball with the tendon, and it's squished all the way in, and then blood's on it. So when he reaches past me on the camera, you can't see it. He grabs it on the track and then rips it out. All the track has a bag in it filled with blood and ooze. So when he pulls the eye tendon out, all of it comes with it.
I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I did.
Cool little practical effect there, huh?
But the practical effects were awesome, you know.
Yeah, between Amos Effects, Brent, and Jason Brooks, I mean, we had an all-star team for sure.
Yeah, and I got to say the sound was really good. The music score was excellent. You know, I know that sometimes gets overlooked by people, but it definitely helps set the tone on some scenes for sure.
And the build and the story when you get to the final is just amazing.
Thank you.
Build all the characters.
How do we take the shine off? Can you see it?
Yeah,
yeah. We can see
There's a little bit of shine, but you can see it.
You can see it though, yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah, wow.
So that whole pouch is packed. I couldn't lean forward. I had to just stay like this because if I go like that, it would all fall out. Yeah, pretty cool.
There's no two takes on that one, huh? Just don't move, Peter. No. Stay still. But it's the camera angle that works well and the practical effect that it worked well. It really very well done.
The general had a vision. He had a vision of what he wanted to have happen to Rose and Tina and so on and so forth. And Rose took half of his vision and Jason took the other. So before he died, he was blind. He had no vision at all. So that was like part of that also.
Metaphoric.
Yeah. There's a bunch of them in there.
Yeah. Oh, there was a lot of little details. That's why I said, you know, watching a second, even a third time kind of makes more sense. I think people won't know what they're expecting the first time when you go in and you know what you're expecting, and then you see everything come together. It makes even more sense.
100%. Even The Crow's like one of my favorite movies. So that was that whole bullet scene. Fire it up. Fire. I always want to put something from The Crow in there. So that was it with the bullet. And I remember when I was thinking of the kill, I'm like, her bullet would be in her stomach so we could have that bounce out. And that was, dude. So that scene has so many homages to it. So if we took the floor in the where the church is in Vengeance 2, where that big fight is, the floor there, we put plexiglass there. I think it was $1,600. Took out the wood, put the plexiglass. We put the camera guy under the plexiglass, and that's to duplicate the shot from part 3 where the guy was doing the handstand and Jason killed him. So not only are we doing the weed eater kill, but we're doing the homage to the 3 under the floor when that happens. And we had to have that bullet fall. We must have did 30 takes to where there's no blood, not have it bounce, have it stick. And then every time we messed up, we had to clean the thing again and do it again. So it was a lot. And Jason molded Kelly completely naked from her neck to her toes. And then we had to chain that whole thing up. and then hit it with a weed eater. It was the most expensive kill in the movie.
I can believe it, especially if you had to clean it up and keep going back and forth. A lot of takes.
And it didn't even work right. So Amos Effects made all these guts and put it inside. They had multiple pumps going in. And dude, the weed eater, which cuts fucking big branches, almost trees, bounced off the body.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why you only see 1 second of it like inside twirling. It kept bouncing, and you're like, how the fuck is it bouncing? But it did. It was weird.
I can believe it though. I mean, if it gets binded up, that thing's gonna bounce. That's just how those things are, and it's hard. Those blades are sharp. I've used them quite a few times. Did landscaping more years than I ever want to talk about. But
I used to do it a couple of years too.
Oh God, I hated it. I even owned a business. I hated it so much. Somehow I owned a business doing it and made good money doing it, but boy, did I hate it. I got up in the morning. I was like, man, I hate fucking doing this every day. But yeah. With Jason Brooks, I mean, you guys make such a great team. Seems like you guys are really close. Touch on his talent and your talent together. I mean, it's great that you guys have worked on your film and his films together. And, both films, well, actually, all three films have been fantastic. And you've been in other projects too. So, and Jason seems like your theme. Everybody, hey, if there's a Jason film, we need Peter Anthony to come get into this thing. We need Peter.
Yeah, and the new trilogy that we were speaking about before, that Horrorverse from Aaron and Charles.
I could show that too when we get a chance.
Yeah, whenever you want. That basically Aaron and Charles came up with a Horrorverse, basically of all the killers, and they're all going to be intertwined. So it's going to be a pretty good story. I have the script for part 1. There's going to be a 3-part series. These are the guys that did The Shape part 1, 2, and 3.
That's very cool.
Yeah. You'll like it. There's so much I can tell you about Kyle. Like, they connect so many different movies and different universe. I mean, I'm talking down to Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, wow.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
I always wanted to see something like that. So it's funny someone's doing that.
Yeah. I think it's cool with all these new films. And you call them fan films, but there's so much you could do with them that you could never do if you were doing canon, like Michael Myers being in it, having these crossovers, the headache that goes. We were lucky we got Freddy versus Jason, but now you got fans doing these crossovers, and I think that's, I don't know, I find it a lot of fun.
I think the fan films, in a lot of ways, especially the better ones, the stories are better. Because the reason why is those big films have so many cooks in the kitchen, so many producers, so many people telling you do this, do that. The real fans really know the story and canon, and they're filling in, like Fall Camp Blood after 4, and then His Name Was Jason with the 2, and then My Special Boy with, everyone's got their own little niche, and they're telling the other part of the story, and I love it. You know what I'm saying? And like the main series, everyone just wants to redo their own thing again now. It just doesn't work, in my opinion.
Hollywood doesn't understand it. I mean, they don't
care. They want money.
Just the money.
You can be a good writer or this or that, but they're going to want, there's just too many interferences. We'll put it at that.
And they think they know what works. They have no idea. The fact that they canned the film in 2017, 18, whatever, and they're like, oh, it wasn't going to make any money because
16.
Rings did bad. Yeah. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? The Rings base and the Friday 13th base are not even close. 1, 2. The Friday 13th, the game came out. They thought they were going to sell 500,000 copies. They sold 3 million, and it broke the fucking online. And then every convention got twice as big, more photo ops, more everything. Now the fan films, they totally misjudged the fucking market. Totally, they have no idea what they're doing.
It's really unfortunate about the game. I wish it did. I wish they could just keep going with it. And a lot of people complained about that game, but I loved it, man. That just had the ultimate 80s vibe. Bring back retro Jason. I actually had the old NES version when it came out. I didn't even know it was coming out. I saw it in the store. I gotta have that.
Dude, at my movie premiere, there was a jar, and there was the NES Jason was there at my movie premiere. There was a $100 bill hanging in the jar. I said, if you could win the game, you get the $100 at the premiere. Nobody won, obviously.
I got so close. I thought I got so close. I was getting good at it, but it became so repetitive, and it was just a different time then. It was a different time.
You didn't have any help like you do now to go online.
No. You didn't find anything out in 5 minutes. I don't know how I finished Resident Evil back in the day. I tried to replay that again. I'm like, holy crap, I cannot figure out this game. And I wound up having to use YouTube to figure it out. I guess I'm getting older.
I was talking about in a podcast recently. There's a kid in Japan that played Resident Evil 1 with the knife. 81 hours 18 hours against Tyrant alone at the end with the knife.
I saw that
Yeah.
video. I did. Well, I didn't watch all 81 hours, but I saw the video pop up in my thing because I got a buddy who's a huge Resident Evil fan. He's like, if you wind up playing it, just ask me. I'll tell you all about the game. He's just a huge love that game. Love that game.
Kyle a few weeks ago, the Part 4 remake.
Oh yeah, same here. I'm ready for it. I cannot wait.
That was the best. That was the best of all the whole series.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
5 and 6
it was probably
sucked.
the best game, but 1 just had that impact on me because I bought a PlayStation. I did not know what the game was, and then when the zombies like turns and it's like, oh man, I'm sold.
The problem when you go back and play 1 and 2 on the original, the remakes were great. The 2 remake was phenomenal. 3 was not that good, but they had that third person view, and you had to turn your body, then the camera swung and then move. By 4, you didn't have that. You had the camera over the shoulder. It was much better. You know.
Yeah, I would love
Part 4
I love to see them remake 1 with the camera angles they use now. See how good that would be.
They remade 1.
Yeah.
Before 2.
Oh yeah, they do. It's the one I got is the same camera angles.
Yeah.
I think it was a GameCube. GameCube remade it. That's the one I played the remake, but I played the original. I still prefer the original. There was some extra stuff, but there were some things I missed in that.
But the camera angles worked perfectly for that, especially had that jump scare with the dog coming through the.
They remade it not on GameCube. They remade it 3 years ago on PS4.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was a free game, and I got it on PlayStation, so I wound up playing it again. But let me play this trailer of this new project you're involved in. It was a free game. I got it.
This is not a trailer. This is
is it the actual movie? This trailer of this new project you're involved in. It was. I pulled us up. Hey, look, it's us. Is it the actual movie? This trailer of this
all the audio
project you're involved in. It was. I don't know how the hell that happened. I had it on YouTube, all pulled up, and damn it, StreamYards. I think I can find it.
Aaron and Charles from CCC Entertainment talking about the new project. It's not a trailer. It's them talking about what they're doing and their whole vision.
Okay, I got it up now, hopefully. Or we could watch ourselves stream. It was pretty interesting. We were doing a great job, all of us. All right, let me see if I can find this here. They sure do make this not user-friendly. I swear every update gets worse. All right, here we go.
On YouTube. You make another, and another, and another. Hey guys, welcome to CCC Entertainment Group's YouTube channel. I am your showrunner today, Aaron Carlson. I am the director and one of the writers and actors in The Shade. Our film has done very well on YouTube, thanks to all of you guys. We've had a great time coming up with the storylines that we wanted to portray in our films, and also give everybody a different Michael Myers, which was the best part of it. You know, and still pay tribute to who Michael is. We've all watched Halloween Ends. It's a good film. I just needed more Michael. I think a lot of people felt that way. But what we're doing is a little bit different. And in today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're planning on doing with The Shade, CCC Entertainment Group's horror universe, and where we're fucking headed, because it's a pretty crazy road. We are teaming up with our friend Peter Anthony. Now, if you don't know who Peter Anthony is, check this clip.
Come on!
You need to calm down. Get away from me!
Peter Anthony is a writer, director, and filmmaker. Not only that, he's an actor as well. And he is a huge fan of Jason Voorhees. He has committed himself to create some of the best Friday the 13th fan films out there, from Friday the 13th Roseblood to Vengeance, Vengeance 2. And he has now joined CC Entertainment Group in our new venture, to our new horror universe. And we are very happy to have him involved. And we are excited to see what that collaboration will bring to our entire universe. I mean, I guess what I should do is explain to you what we're doing. Kind of crazy, but we're going to go for it anyway, because that's what we're artists. Who gives a fuck? Let's do it. This is what our plan is. After the success of The Shape, we realized that the fans were able to open their minds to possibilities that this universe is different than what we grew up with in the 80s. The original films, when I'm talking originals, I'm talking about Halloween, 1978. I'm talking about 1980, Friday the 13th. I'm talking about Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven's classic. These iconic characters mean something to everyone, one way or another. And what we want to do is create a universe where these three iconic characters will come face to face. We are going to continue Michael Myers' story from The Shape into the Jason Voorhees chapters that we will be creating. Same format will apply, everybody. We're going to do 3 chapters. When those 3 chapters are complete, we will release each one individually. When that is done, we will combine all 3 chapters into one full feature film for all of you to enjoy. You can watch it in sections, you can watch it all together, whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat, you can do. That's our goal. Now, the new phase of our universe is going to be micro short films. These films are going to allow us to move forward and tell a story about the characters, the area of Camp Crystal Lake, and give you a sense of the tone that we're going for. We'll be introducing new characters in these mini shorts. When I say mini, 5 minutes or less. But every month you'll get to see a couple of it. And they will kind of introduce you to new people.
So what he's talking about is kind of a different marketing, Kyle, too. So what he's going to do is show like my character, let's say, and you're going to get like a 3-minute skit on my character. And then another person. Instead of doing trailers, you're going to get all these little 2-minute backstories, 5-minute backstories on all the characters. That's little segments of the movie, but not the movie. And then when you go into the movie, you're going to have a really good feeling of who they all are going into it. So that's the character development. I didn't know. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's very cool.
I may know somebody who'd be perfect to cast in that movie.
Who's that?
Freddy Krueger's mom. I'm friends with her. I bet she'd be down for that.
That would be awesome.
Beatrice, yeah. Beatrice would. I guarantee she'd love to do it. So I think that would be pretty awesome to have.
I wrote it down. Wrote it down.
Yeah.
I'll get you a free hand job from Kyle if it happens.
Oh yes. Whoa. No, but I'll talk to you after and stuff. I'll reach out. We'll talk. But I'd love to see her. I know she'd love to do something like that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it'd be perfect.
But that's
really absolutely perfect.
What they're coming up for, that whole universe.
We got to get Kyle down. We got to get Kyle into Seattle, man. Maybe that's your time, Kyle.
It is my time. Scott, we'll work on. Like I said, We'll work on coming to visit.
Have you ever been to the States yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
So when I do come down there, it'll be very special, and then me and you guys will be very cool. So.
Yeah, that'd be real cool. But yeah,
just bring an umbrella, Kyle, if you're going to Seattle.
Oh yeah.
Bring that the galoshes and stuff. Make sure you're there.
You know what's crazy about Seattle? I don't even understand this. It's the 3rd most rain state, right? Okay, fine. Now, if you take Seattle and you go across, it's basically even with me, and they don't get snow. So how does that make any sense? So the East Coast has the Gulf Stream, which is the warm water coming from the Caribbean, but the West Coast has cold water coming from Alaska. So it should be even colder, and yet it doesn't fucking snow there. It only snows like twice a year. I just don't get it. The most rainfall, but no snow. And they're basically in Canada.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy.
Weird, but
I've never been to Seattle. I've actually never been on the West Coast. Closest I've been to the West Coast is Colorado.
You've
That's
been to
crazy.
Vegas?
My sister. What's that?
Been to
Well,
Vegas?
no, I've never been to Vegas. No,
Oh, okay. Oh, man.
no, I finally just started traveling. Like it was my first time in Kentucky, Minneapolis. So it's been fun. That's the one thing great about the convention to go around. I
Kentucky,
visited states.
crazy about
Yeah,
Kentucky.
Fest.
He told me crazy clean, but there's a lot of bums running around.
You have to be. There's some great parts of Kentucky, but it doesn't. You could go across the street and it's not so nice.
But they're all like all meth heads and shit. That's the
you
problem.
could go to one hotel and you might have a really nice place, so you might get a hotel you book online and it's not what you quite expect. Good thing. Don't try to save money when you book a hotel to go to Kentucky.
I get skeeved out even in being in that nice hotel.
Yeah.
Like just the sheet, if you threw a black light on those sheets, it's
do you? Yeah, don't bring your cutout with the black light hanging in your hotel room. Yeah, I bring my own blankets and pillows when I go. Like I'll bring a comforter and then another blanket and a pillow, so I don't even go underneath the sheets when I go to a hotel.
People walk around with no socks on in the room. Like, you understand that they clean those carpets maybe, they might vacuum it, but they don't clean the carpet maybe once a year. Too much snot and body fluid and and sneezes and disgusting.
Yeah. Oh, it's. I try not to think about it because especially when you're on the road, you got to go to hotels. Just try not to think about it. Yeah. You definitely don't want to be a germaphobe. So,
John, have you ever wanted to be in one of these films, a fan film?
I never really thought about it, to tell you the truth. I do have a role like as a podcaster in an upcoming film.
Oh, cool! I didn't know it.
Yeah. But lately, I've been asked a few times to do a couple cameos, so it's kind of one of those things where I never really thought about it. We'll see if it was the right thing.
Yourself with the beanie, or are you gonna mix
gotta beanie it up, man.
Yeah.
Be coming in with the Doomsday's Krypt shirt, man.
Yeah.
No, I have thought about it. I kind of like the behind the scenes stuff. I would like to get more into the films and stories and writing some stuff. If I could ever find time. The problem is I work so much. I mean, I work my job 24/7, and then the Doomsday Krypt stuff. It seems like I can't get creative anymore because I'm always just never have time to breathe. But
my suggestion is it's kind of like the Nike "just do it," but I really sincerely mean that.
Yeah.
Just write one scene. So people are like, you got to start at A and we're gonna build. No. What's your first idea? Oh, Joey's a badass. Okay, well, write one scene with Joey being a badass, and then from there go. That's how I do it. I do it in segments, and then
that's a good way to do it because I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna take some advice from Peter Anthony. I'm gonna write a scene. I'll start with one. I do have one movie that I've been working with another writer before, and it's just been with the conventions and stuff. We haven't really finalized it, but we got the whole outline, a beginning, middle, end, and it actually has open ends for like a sequel or really even a trilogy. And it's really kind of a cool concept, cool story. We just gotta get it put together. But my writer, great guy, but he seems like he's too busy to do it. So I might take the ideas that we've kind of spilled, and he doesn't have time to write it, and it's just what it is. I do want to get it going, and it is a really cool concept.
Cool.
I'll explain it to you sometime after.
Yeah.
Everybody writes different, right? And then there's people like Terry Kaiser sent me a book about how to write from some guy. He was in Hollywood. And the way Cody does it is different. The way that they tell you to do it on Final Draft is different. So me and Jason Brooke are like total opposites. So Jason will he wings the feeling of it, right? So he'll be like, he'll write how he feels about this and this and this and that. Me is totally different. I have an actual chart, and let's say Kyle is a genius, right? So I need to show the audience that Kyle's a genius without telling you he's a genius. So I've got to have two scenes to do that. So where's Kyle going to be? Well, Kyle's at home doing some computer tests, and John comes over and he asks him, "Hey, what game is that?" And he's like, "Oh, that's the so-and-so game." What do you mean? The game that only a few people could get? Yeah. Oh my God, I heard it's impossible. Well, I won it yesterday in 5 minutes. Something like that. So now that's one scene. I need another scene where Kyle is smart too, but I also need a scene where somebody picks on Kyle, and I also need a scene in an arcade. So we're going to put Kyle in an arcade where someone picks on. We're going to hit all three. Like I have these bullet points that I need to achieve to tell a story.
You don't want to tell them you want them to see it, especially in movies. In a book, you can
mix multiple things you're trying to do in one scene without going one scene to the other just because it seems forced. Like in the scene with Tina and Jessica, they're playing Operation, so I'm giving you a flashback. They're showing that they don't like the military. Then they're showing her powers to me, and that sets off the catalyst of phase 2 of Michael in the room. That was 4 points we hit in 1 minute of the scene. So that's how I write. But Jason's like the artist. You go to his house and it's a mess, but he's a genius. And I'm the guy that everything's nice and neat. So we're totally different like that.
That was some of my favorite moments in the movie too. Is the Nintendo Power, the Sega Genesis, that intercom you guys use. We had one in my house, and my dad would be like, he'd put his mouth right up to it, and you could hear him without it on. So I'd turn off the damn volume. Johnny, could you come downstairs and do that? And he had his mouth on the thing, like he needed to get real close to it. You could hear him throughout the house. We didn't need it, but boy, did he love putting that thing in. The volume's down. You couldn't hear me? Oh, I heard you. Just didn't listen.
Yeah.
But no, I love the nostalgia points and just the little things that reminded me of the 80s. That was kind of like,
The what, Kyle?
The Rambo reference you guys were doing in the film.
Oh, yeah, I had to get that in there. That was such a
Garbage Pail Kids.
The Garbage Pail Kids. Remember, I told you before, Kyle probably knows. Do you know that the references of the ones they talk about has meaning to the film?
I didn't even think about it.
So he said, I'll trade you my Melton Milton for your, whatever. Melton Milton's face is being pulled off on the card like we do to the janitor. And then I'll trade you my hot rod for so-and-so. Kelly Ellison has a hot rod tattoo of Roddy Piper on her forearm. So all those have little references.
Oh, you're a sneaky guy. I gotta watch more of your, the more films. I'll be like, what? I'll be going with the microscope. Probably not even paying attention to film, just looking for these little details. Oh, I didn't watch the film. I was just looking for details like tattoos and what was on the wall. I'm gonna watch the film later.
When the general and the Duke have their square off, if you look at back on his wall, first of all, he's a genius. So he has the periodic table. He has Indian maps. He has magnifying glass. He has Aliens, E.T., and so-and-so on VHS. But in the upper right corner, he has an ID of a prisoner. And it's not Ken Slate. It's Peter Slate. So it's my father. So from Vengeance 1.
And I have that, by the way.
Yeah, I want to go back to that. I just didn't want to cut you off. Did I get it? There we go.
Yeah, no problem. I wanted people to see that.
Yeah, big shout out.
Yeah. So him and Aaron and Charles, just real aggressive with I love it. They're like, fuck it. We're going to go balls to the wall, like make our own universe crazy. I love it. There's a lot of tie-ins already that I've seen. And so I play a gentleman named Tank. And the great thing is Aaron's like, dude, do whatever you want with the character. I'm like, all right, fine. I wrote a whole story to him and sent it to him. This is my background. I came from Cuba. I came here when I was 18. I went to the military. I have green eyes. I got lines in my beard. I'm going to go get my earrings redone. I'm going to have a chain with a cross. So
you can have the accent and everything. You're working on the accent.
I was going to, un poquito. I can speak it, tú sabes que vamos a españoles. I can speak it a little bit, but I don't think I can speak it, keep the accent and still be aggressive like I want to be. I think I'll mess it up. So I'm going to lose the accent on this one. I'm not
just be a tank. Just be a tank with subtle little lines, but I'm sure you want to spit out some.
Yeah, so I'm going to start lifting. Hopefully, I don't get hurt again, but I'm going to start lifting again tomorrow because I want to be in good shape. They said we're probably going to shoot Q1, so for the first one.
Oh, that is, I gotta pull this one up because that was my shit back in the day, Tecmo Bowl.
Bro, tomorrow when I get on the show with Kyle, I will be at my Super Tecmo Bowl tournament that'll be held 2 towns over. It'll be the 10th year. I was ranked. I was on ESPN.
Oh, that's that
24 in the Super Bowl World Tech. I've been playing Super Tecmo Bowl for the last 10 years competitively. Isn't that crazy?
I didn't realize it was still being played competitively.
I
was good at it back in the day. I was pretty good back in the day, and it seems like my video game skills, the older I get, have gone like this. I don't know, but
Super Tecmo.
That was. Tecmo. Yeah. Well, Tecmo Bowl only had a few teams, a few players, and it was just
4 plays. And Super Tecmo Bowl had every team, every player, and 8 plays.
Yeah, it was really before. Well, it was obviously before Madden, but I still liked it more than the earlier Maddens when it had it more team based, and because they didn't figure it out, but the way they opened up all the plays, and there were some really cool plays in that.
They were the first licensed game ever to use the real players, and in any sport for Nintendo.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, baby.
Phil's creepy videos here, challenging Peter to Tecmo Bowl.
Let's go.
He's a champion. If you could beat Peter, you might have some big bragging rights.
I'm not champ anymore. I've been out for too long.
You coming out of retirement then?
Yeah, I'm just doing it because it was my tournament, and my buddy's going to be there. One of our buddies passed away, unfortunately, so his brother's going to be there. And I made a Hall of Fame, and we're putting him in the Hall of Fame.
So, that's awesome, man. Sorry about his loss, but it's honest. It's an awesome tribute you're going to be doing there.
Thank you. Yeah. So that I'm breaking away from that to do the intro for Kyle's. I'm excited, Kyle. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
That's a lot of kills to talk about.
Yeah, and a lot of Jason's on there too. So
yeah, I tried to get the Voorhees Jason, but that guy, he's hard to get. We got him one time, but he's a teacher. He never really goes online. He has no Facebook or Instagram account. So
yeah, we got Jason Brooks. We got Chad Summer from My Special Boy. We got James Stokes from Voorhees of the Beast. We got Dan Cowell. I think Jason Rising. Am I correct?
Brent Edgett from Fall of
Camp Blood. Brent Edgett, Fall of Camp Blood. Yeah.
And think about Jason is 3 Jasons because he's Vengeance 1, 2, and Roseblood. So
yeah.
He's actually 4. He was in oh my God, the Freddy movie that they made.
Oh yeah, that Freddy movie.
Yeah. So, and he's actually 5 because he was in Mythos that never came out. But
and speaking about Freddy movies, I'm excited to see Dylan's New Nightmare.
Yeah, what's up, Steve Merlo? Yeah, he looks real good as Freddy, man.
Yeah, the person that
Dave McCrae.
Yeah, David McCrae. I think he's gonna do an amazing job. And who did the Nora who did the make effects on it? It just looks Freddy,
Yeah.
It's way better than that stupid ass remake.
So hopefully all these Jasons can get along without pulling out the machetes and the weed,
I'll bring in the security
and everything. Yeah. the skewers,
I think I think Brooks is the tallest. The biggest would have been the Voorhees guy because he's fucking big and tall. I forgot his name again, but yeah.
Oh, someone's asked a question for me.
Oh, good.
Oh, was somebody?
No, it's the it's the next one.
Oh, would be Kyle be interested in getting in our Jason on?
Black Bayou, I think this is John Shepard. Please answer if that's correct. I know the gentleman. I think that's his name for this.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I think that's who it is. So what? I forgot the name of the movie.
I would be interested.
Yeah.
Come on. More of the Jasons.
That would be cool. I mean, I know you guys are down for all the Jasons. I mean, if you got enough room on a panel, that's a lot of Jasons going on there.
I counted. We still got enough room.
I'm just teasing, but that'd be. I'm looking forward to that show. I definitely want to watch it. That'll be really cool to see everybody on there. I'm going
to remind them, Kyle, too, of the list, and you're going to start from 10 and go back down to 1, and just do one suggestion, Kyle. Please pick the order because if you don't, people will just look at each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to do the fucking order? Tell them what to do because they'll just sit there and look at each other for an hour.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
Some of these Jasons aren't the smartest, all right?
Well, Jason was never mind.
Yeah. John Shepard. Castle versus Voorhees. That's right, dude. That's right. He said
if his Jason wants to come on, he's the invitation's there.
I've seen your comments. My good friend Kyle Rappaport has just been busy with everything. I have pulled up your comments a few times. Movie Buff 1. I'm a big fan. I even got his movie right here, which I'm going to be helping print out. We're going to be doing some more Blu-rays.
What movies?
These guys did it like 13. The Shackle Demon Project. Kyle, you were asking about it.
Yeah.
That Shackle Demon Project. Kyle was on it. Kyle Rappaport. Doug Godino. How do we're going to be working on that. I'm excited about this project. I'm excited that I'm involved to helping them get this moved out. And I'll tell you, it's awesome. Honestly really, really good. Really, really good.
Merlo, I think you're asking when the interview is. Is Kyle's doing it tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern?
7 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Michael Toth wants to give a big shout out to Regula and the whole in Dallas State. Michael Toth, he's a character for sure. Don't ask me. You got to understand that's just Michael Toth. He's an artist. He's a little crazy.
Yeah. Hey, we're all crazy, bro.
And Peter, remember that you mentioned that Ken Slate ID? You give that to me.
I gave you my real ID, not the father one.
Oh, not the father one. Okay, the real ID. Yeah, that's
And in every movie, from Vengeance to Fall of Camp Blood to Roseblood, we have homages to the other films. So in Fall of Camp Blood, if you look at when he's playing beer pong with the girl, on the back of the refrigerator is Vengeance magnets. And then in Vengeance 2, they're holding the Camp Crystal Lake Research Facility holder. And there's a lot of the stuff in the background, like I had for Bryson and the stuff in the background. So in every movie, we try to put one of our other movies in. It's pretty cool.
Well, I got to say to Kyle Rappaport, man, we're going to make sure a lot of people hear about you. You're super talented, buddy. And I'm real proud of you as my friend. So don't you worry about that. And enough people know you. Now you're meeting new crowds of people, and Kyle's one of the most talented people I know, one of the most hardest working people I know. So much love to you, buddy. Much love.
Turn that frown upside down, man.
Yeah, well, Kyle's tough on himself, but like I said, he's incredibly talented. He's incredibly funny, a really, really good actor. So don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
And
So Jeff, man, thanks, Michael. You're the best, dude. Jeff, man. So in Roseblood, I'm going to work on it tomorrow. We're going to do another Indiegogo while I'm waiting for the behind the scenes anyways. So many people are asking for the VHSs and the LAR pink Blu-rays and all kinds of stuff like that. So I'm going to do another Indiegogo with some new stuff and some of the VHS and stuff. I sold the first 2 batches out of the VHSs already, 50 of them. I only wanted to do 25, but then I sold 25 more people wanted them. So they're pretty awesome. They look just like
those are cool. I seen you post the pictures of them, and they're just really cool collector pieces of the VHS.
I do the stickers from back in the day, like rewind, please be kind, rewind, and all that.
Yeah, we do that on the Doomsday Krypt ones that we got.
I even got a Blockbuster one, bro. I got a Blockbuster sticker that I put on there.
We got the horror.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah. Oh. I even scratched it a little bit. I got them like worn a little.
Yeah, you got them. Yeah, I think VHSs are really making that kind of comeback, which is I think awesome.
Movie Buff One, send me on my DM if we're friends, your info on the movie. I'll check it out and I'll maybe even post it on my site.
I gotta get some made. I know it's digital. I was having trouble with this Vimeo link that they had set up, but I'll talk to you also, Peter. Maybe you can help me out, work with me a little bit to help out my good friend Kyle.
Yeah.
And I'll send you the movie so you can watch it if it comes down to that, because we're going to be printing some out. I've already been talking to Michael Toth about it, and it's something I'm working on behind the scenes. I know Kyle Rappaport's excited about it, and like I said, it's a really good movie. It's got that found footage thing, Blair Witch vibe, Paranormal Activity, and for a couple kids in high school, I'm telling you, the movie's really, really, really well done. Really well done.
Thank you, Anthony, for backing the movie. And then Jeff, that'd be great for you to do an unboxing. That'd be awesome. You're welcome, movie.
Yeah. Those VHS boxes, I might have to grab one of those the ones you guys produced with you got them getting signed. Is she still gonna be signing them or no, just the VHSs?
I don't know if I'll do the signed. It's such a nightmare to send things out to be signed and sent back and not be ruined. And the money. I mean, there's so.
And then the cost.
I said so when I did the cost, that was before COVID for everything, right? Like I can't explain to you, and I'm supposed to send everything all at once. I send some people 6 different shipments because I don't want them to wait. So I literally have paid $30,000 more than I should. I mean, one guy ordered a VHS from Ireland, and it was supposed to be, I said $25 shipping. It was $57 to ship it to him.
Wow,
it adds up.
That's one item. I got to ship machetes. I shipped machetes to England. I shipped all kinds of everything is just 4 times more money. So
does it kind of blow your mind that all these people, not just in America, like all around the world, have seen Roseblood and want this stuff? It's
guy in
crazy,
China.
China, yeah. That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
I'm real
I want to see Cocaine Bear, man. That fucking trailer looked crazy.
Oh
You
yeah,
guys see it?
Cocaine
I seen
Bear.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing that
I
actually
have not
happened in
seen that.
real
I'll
life.
have to check it out.
I'm
I'll have
buried.
to check that out. What is there? A trailer out right now?
Yeah. John Shepard Blu-rays still waiting for behind the scenes. Like I said, it's a touchy subject. Someone's doing it for me, and they're just not. We're not on pace for what we want to do for time. But I mean, everything's done. We're just trying to finish the behind the scenes. The behind the scenes is really in depth. We have like props broken out. We have the pops made for people broken out. We have the director broken out. We have the kills broken out. We have like 60 hours of interviews tailed down. So it's going to be good.
James Shavers, wrong. We went to there. Already working on Cocaine Bears, which sounds awesome.
That's James Shaver, Carolina Kiwi Creations.
Yeah, yep. Jason versus Bear movie. I'll make the beer. Or
Oh, there
bear.
we go.
Well, I was gonna say I'll bring the beer. You make the bear.
If you remember at the end of Vengeance 1, Bugsy from the games in our movie, he thinks Jason's a bear and he pulls a bat out. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah,
That was
yep.
in Vengeance 1. Yeah.
He's like, no bear's messing with me.
He goes, "What are you, a fucking bear?" And he gets his head chopped off. Yeah. I just
Yeah,
thought the Bugsy.
Like I said, I was a real big fan of the timeline of the Vengeance movies, and just to see C.J. Graham back and playing Elias was really cool. And Tom
Yeah.
McLaughlin in that movie was,
Dude, Tom
Yeah.
Tom acted really good in Vengeance too. Him and what's his name from Happy Death Day?
yeah,
Oh,
they were funny.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot his name. Yeah, I just talked to him today too. But yeah, they were great together. Man.
Robert,
What a
is
great
it Robert?
Rob Mello.
Robert.
Rebel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, think about Vengeance too. Rob Mello, Happy Death Day. Tom McLaughlin, Part 6, a whole bunch of shit. Darcy DeMoss, CJ Graham, Jason Brooks, the Ramones, Richie Ramone,
Yeah,
Tamara Glenn from
Glenn. Yep, right.
Yeah,
Halloween 5.
on and on and
Yeah.
on. It's amazing.
I mean, between
Paul
Who-
so and so from Hellraiser.
Paul.
My brain's so gone. I've been dieting. Paul, the guy did the good Hellraiser out of the last like 4, the one good one. That was him. Paul, I forgot his last name. I can't know why.
Yeah, I'm terrible with names, so don't even. They call me the butcher when it comes to last names, so I'm not even gonna try.
Dieting for this movie, and when I diet and I don't have carbs, my brain just doesn't work. I don't know what it is.
Oh, trust me. I get it too. It's like people names, and it'll just go blank when you got so much on your mind and stuff. So trust me, I get it. I lose things all the time. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I really like the Vengeance series and Roseblood, and it's just between those two series, Roseblood and the Vengeance series. And look at all these 80s stars that have come into these movies, these legends.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just
Is
insane.
it Paul Taylor?
Paul Taylor.
Yeah.
And then I like Fall Camp Blood. Remember Kyle at Fall Camp Blood when he goes into the tent? Oh shit! Get off me, bitch!
Yeah.
You remember that scene?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Fall Camp Blood, John.
Which storyline? I've seen so many. And
Part 4, I have a huge beard. I play. I get in a fight with Jonathan Ivey, who's an MMA fighter, in the bar. It's when I ripped my shoulder off.
And he turned quickly when he had to punch.
You'd
him.
remember that.
Oh.
You'd remember that scene by itself.
I'd have to check. I've seen. I don't know if I've seen that one, but I'll have to check it out. Was Riley in it?
Oh yeah, he is.
He's in it. Yeah, he directed it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but you can't. If you would remember me,
I-
my beard was out here. I got a huge fight in a bar. I'm digging a grave. My wife.
I think I did see it. I did see it. It was a good one. I enjoyed it. What's that?
I killed Jason.
Yeah. You had the battle with him at the end, right?
Kinda. He's choking the girl.
Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah.
Yes. I seen it.
Peter gets all.
Actually, I learned about it from Kyle watching his show.
Yeah.
So I did watch it. It was an entertaining one. All the films that you guys have been doing are a lot of fun. I mean, they're a lot of fun. All these fan films, and I noticed
they're all putting their own unique story on it.
Yeah,
and I'll give Peter a lot of credit. Anytime I see a Friday 13th fan film or even a Michael Myers Halloween fan film, Peter's one of the first one there supporting everybody in the indie community, whether he's involved in the project or not, and checking it out and watching it. I think that's a really cool thing that to see you do. I mean, that actually earned me a lot of respect towards you whenever I see you doing that. Not only just because of all the great films and all the work you're doing, but the fact that you actually take the time to to comment and almost be the first comment in almost everybody's thing saying, hey, great job. I really enjoyed it. I like this. And always a positive thing to say.
There's people in the community that like, and to be honest, I'm a little bit fed up with some of them that like to say, oh, we support everyone. We love this and that. No, you don't. And then some of them have podcasts. Some of them, and let's say I'll promote them. They don't promote me. I don't ask them to, but if I took your trailer and your movie and had you on and posted it 5 times, you probably should post Roseblood once. And I don't care per se, but and then there's that one cancer everyone knows in the community. It just goes around trying to ruin everybody's film and bash everybody's film. So Kyle knows who that is, and it's just ridiculous because that person's a filmmaker too, and nobody does anything to that person. That person just hates any competition and just wants to destroy everybody. It's like a real cancer. It like pits people against each other and fights.
And that's why. And that's the reason why a lot of these films are 18 plus because of that crap. So.
Right. I mean, literally anybody I talk to who makes a fan film, I always try to put the trailer on my page all the time. My special boy, I put the trailer, I put the movie up. I told people to watch. It had like 150 views off my Instagram or likes, whatever. Like I never see it as competition. We're making fucking fan films.
No, and I think
no one's better than anyone because you're all making your own unique story, and I think you're all doing each job. No one's better than anyone here.
Right. Like, nobody's making it's like you said, Cal. No one's making the same film.
No,
so how could Vengeance is so different than Roseblood is so different? They're not the same. So how could they even compete?
You're all keeping Friday 13 alive. Now it's with a TV show, but you guys are keeping alive.
To me, the more of them, the better. The fans are the ones who get to really enjoy all this. I mean, to have different stories, different perspectives. I've seen a few with different takes on Duke because he didn't have a great fleshed out story.
Voorhees, Night of the Beast. Fights fucking Bigfoot. I mean, that's all. They're all so. I like that. I like when the girl was blowing the guy and get her head.
Yeah, that was my favorite scene. I went to their premiere. I went to the movie premiere in Arkansas because I've become real good friends with. Well, James was at my table, and Jason Pitts I've become good friends with, and a lot of them who he works with. Olivia Disney's fantastic. Jason Pitts is a great storyteller in his own right. And Voorhees, Night of the Beast, you'd think Bigfoot versus Jason, how is that going to work? And it worked out real well. It was a fun film, and it was definitely an interesting twist. And C.J. Bernard played the Duke in that one, and he was great. He's definitely an animated guy in real life. It was great meeting him at the premiere, and I can't say enough good things about all of
my
that.
Duke, Jay Quint, Kyle also, he met John. I forgot his name. The real guy that played the Duke.
John,
whatever. So he went to Detroit, and Jay Quint is from Detroit. So I had a picture made up of Jay Quint in that outfit was spot on. Right. We had the same hat. We had the bolo made, the thing in the front, the jacket, and he went up to him and they took pictures of him with Jay Quint in the outfit, Q from Q Reviews with him, and he signed it and everything. So that was just so cool. He saw him in line. He's like, holy shit, because no one ever dresses up as the Duke. So I thought that was a pretty cool moment.
Oh, that's Q's Reviews. I've seen his show. Yeah. He's got a great show. I loved his. I've been missing a lot of people's YouTube channel, but I love Q's Review. He's funny.
What's his name, Kyle?
You were talking about the one from Jason Goes to Hell. Were you?
The real one is John. Can't believe it. I
could pull it up real quick.
Yeah.
Stephen Williams. I thought it was Stephen Williams.
Stephen Williams. Sorry.
Yeah.
Stephen Williams. Yeah.
You were way off, Peter.
Yeah, I told you.
That's what threw me off. I was like, wait a minute.
It's all that fasting he's doing. Hey, but I appreciate it. It makes me feel better because I forget shit all the time.
This is water with lemon juice in it. So
you know what's so cool? I have known Peter for 2 years now. Ever since I emailed him about Roseblood. I mean, he did that trivia. It's 2 years now, Peter.
Yeah. Hey, I got another trivia coming up, bro. I got a signed machete by Lar, Kevin, and Terry. The problem is Kevin did it in black and ran out and redid it again in pink, so it's a little weird. And it's the machete from Horror FX Designs, which is the $100 machete, which is the real 7, the real damage, the real handle, all that. So I'm gonna give away that and a couple other things for trivia. What I'm gonna do, Kyle, is Peter Anthony. John, I want you to jump on it too. Peter Anthony Productions trivia. So any movie that I did, get it? So it'd be more than one.
Oh, you just want us to keep watching your movies? Get
that's what he wants.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about this. He just wants us to watch his movie,
including the Steve Dash tribute.
Oh, yeah.
I love Steve Dash and Vengeance. I mean, it was such a great role for him, and what a way.
He was great. He bought in for that. Did you ever see the tribute we did to him?
I did, and they had the Vengeance too.
No, we made a documentary about Steve Dash.
Oh,
We,
did you? I did not see it.
we interviewed Kane and CJ and everybody. Me and Riley made it.
Yeah, I saw a recent event. I saw all the, I think Warrington Gillette and a few other ones were there. Tom Morga and CJ, they all gave a big tribute to him. So I thought
gave a
that
big
was really
tribute
cool.
to Ted White.
Oh, with Ted White, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Part 4. I don't know, but that's my bad. Yeah, Ted White, rest in peace for him too. I know he was really struggling for a while, and
yeah,
you know, I've dealt with Alzheimer's. I know that was, you know, something he was battling. It runs in my family, and
same here.
you know, it's a tough disease. It's so tough to go through with a family member.
Hey, John, John's daughter was on my trivia contest, and then John's daughter, I think, came in 3rd for my art contest also. So, which is Black Bayou, right? And Kyle won 2 out of the 3, and I think Riley won another one. Is that right, Kyle? Remember?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been about Riley.
Cheat.
Or I think he just him and Rachel got married today.
They did. I texted him.
Yeah,
I couldn't go, but I sent the gift.
Yeah.
He had to be on the stream. Sorry, Riley. I can't. I'm on Doomsday's Krypt stream. I was gonna go. No, congratulations to Riley / the cast. So yeah, so you guys tomorrow night are gonna be rocking out with a bunch of Jasons.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be epic.
The top kills, man. That's gonna be. There's so many good ones. I hate. It's so hard to put things like my favorite Halloween kill.
They change every time.
Friday.
They change.
Yeah. It could be 25 different top kills. It just depends what moment I'm in.
Yeah, like I was telling Kyle this. I think Ends. Like I said, I think Ends as a movie is okay. As a Michael film, it's the worst ever. And as a Halloween film, it's one of the worst ever. But I think Ends was so bad to the Halloween base that I think it'll actually affect the score of 18 and kills. I think some people will lower it just because that is part of it.
It does for me.
Yeah, like
does for me.
It Chapter 2 was nowhere near as good as it Chapter 1.
No.
Yeah, but it didn't hurt It Chapter 1 in a sense, because It Chapter 1 and 2, it was the same thing in the TV show. And both in the film, the modern film, and the one with Tim Curry back in the day, the TV series was great.
That's my favorite.
The kid's story was great. It's when they get to adults and they got to end it, trying to figure out how to do that. It just, I don't know, it falls apart in both of them for me. But yeah,
I like the original one with the adults, but this second one was just, man, it was nowhere near as good as the first.
No,
never want to put it back in now.
No, I did like the first one. The hardest part was and I know they had a lot planned with the practical effects for the spider and stuff.
Yeah,
I watched the behind the scenes that was on Screenbox. Did you watch that? The Pennywise story.
Yeah,
yeah, it was good. Well, that was a good way to kind of give more respect to it too when you see it, you know, and see what they had to go through to try to pull it off. So, you got to give them credit there.
Are you ever gonna go to Monster Mania, John? Out that way? You ever gonna do a show?
I plan on traveling to a lot more. I got the ones I'm gonna do this year, but I'm gonna add some more. I want to get to Chicago. I want to do some on the East Coast. I'd like to move out and do one in Texas. I do want to do a lot of traveling
in the East Coast. That's the biggest one. That's the biggest one in the U.S. I think.
Yeah. I got to get out there. I have a few friends that are out on the East Coast. I'm from Massachusetts, so you know, just going on the East Coast. Yeah. I grew up in south of Boston, so right on the Rhode Island Woonsocket. I lived right down the street from Foxborough Stadium, or now.
It's real.
So when it was Sullivan Stadium. Yeah.
The people don't understand the stadium's 45 minutes south of Boston. It's nowhere near Boston.
Yeah, it was 10 minutes from me. You hit 140 and you could cut right through all the traffic and everything. So we'd get like to the parking spots. You'd have to walk a little ways, but it wasn't bad.
It's like
but
New York Jets and New York Giants. They play in New Jersey. They don't play in New York.
Bunch of posers.
Jason Ziobro was at last Monster Mania, but we were partying hard the night before. We were up till 4 or 5 a.m. I was like, and he came and I missed him. I couldn't get up, dude. I was like, dude, I'm dying right now. We showed Rosebud on the big screen inside of our room. We had a couple stars there and stuff. We partied. It was tough.
Yeah, Well, that's the way to go too, man. That's the way to
Yeah.
party at night.
I'm
But like that,
46 now, so like it's not the same, man. You know,
oh, trust me, I hear you. It just, yeah. That
Kyle,
was
do you
such
drink? You don't drink, Kyle, right?
Oh, I do. It's not
not often.
often, but I do though.
Yeah, we'll get you drinking if you go out to Seattle.
I like
You'll have
drinking.
to.
The problem is, I never have time anymore. So it's always Monsters lately, which is
Oh, yeah,
probably
I can handle
worse
it.
than drinking.
Movie
But
buff. My YouTube is Peter Anthony Productions.
I'll send you all the links. I know Kyle's been itching it. Not this Kyle, but the other Kyle. I got to talk to soon too.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys coming on tonight.
No problem, man.
Kyle Curtis Flett, Turn Living Flett. Make sure
Yeah.
to check him out. Last minute coming on as a co-host. I appreciate it. I know how close you and Peter are. And Peter, man, first time coming on, it's been a blast, man. Definitely love to have you come on again and talk and hang out some more. Both of you guys. We'll have to do something again soon.
I'm gonna do the trivia soon. Well, hopefully you guys can both jump on. That'd be great.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
We'll love that.
Watch out for Kyle, man. I had questions like, what's the pinball machine in the back in the restaurant in part 2? It was Kiss. What went on at the end of part 3, the left side? Like, how many times did Julia punch Jason on the roof? 57. Like,
and
I went
how
through
many times
like,
he hit?
Yeah, see, I'll get my ass kicked. I'll just kind of be there in the background and just be like trying to just.
This will be Peter Anthony Productions, so you'll be good.
Part 2, 4 still. That's what
I'll have to study every single one. Is it just going to be Roseblood and Vengeance, or are we going all the Peter Anthony
I'll
stuff
just go
there?
Vengeance 1, Vengeance 2, Rosebud, and Fall Camp Blood.
Okay, I could do that. I'll be looping them and watching them as much as I can. I'll have them on my phone or on my laptop. Pretend I'm working at my job and stuff like that.
I do this program called The Hoots.
Peter Anthony Production.
Cool.
Right.
I'm sorry.
I think it was cutting out. It's not you. It's just on my end. I think StreamYard's is like, screw you kind of deal. It seems to do that to me all the time.
What time is it? All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to go play Modern Warfare.
There you go. Thanks again, guys. Tomorrow morning, we got an early show. We got Fedor Steer from Dr. Sleep. He was, Whoa. So he's going to be on. He was in the Mad Hatter. I saw that film, which was on Amazon Prime. He's been in a bunch of different things. Got to meet him at Phantasm, Orlando. He was on even America's Most Wanted in one of those recreation scenes, and I was a big fan of that show. Yeah. So he's going to be out tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it's an early morning for me on that one, but I'm excited to talk to Fedor. Really cool dude. Peter Anthony, Kyle Curtis Flett. Thank you guys both. It was a treat having you. Thank you, chat, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. Peace.
See ya. See you later.